Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This is Pastor Rosemary's Final Prophecy Watch. We're making this video to talk about some of the things that have been in the news recently and talk about the acceleration of a lot of the signs that we are in the tribulation. We have the Zika Virus Outbreak in Brazil that is now devastating not only Mexico, Central America, and is starting to make its way into the United States. And Europe is concerned about that becoming an epidemic there as well. So this has the potential, the CDC is concerned that it has the potential, the Zika virus, to become something that is a pandemic and something that is an explosive one at that, because it's the number of cases is accelerating exponentially at the moment. And the one thing that's interesting is that the Illuminati card game that you can find, you can Google it and find the card game. The one called Epidemic and Quarantine, it says disaster. This is an attack to destroy any place. It does not require an action. This is about the game part of it. But what's interesting is it says disaster. It says this is not an instant attack. Other groups can interfere. Normally, if the attack succeeds, the target is devastated. This attack cannot actually destroy the target. So this is the information given about a quarantine or an epidemic, that it's not meant really to destroy. It is meant to devastate, and indeed devastation is what is going on, because in Brazil the kids that are being born, the Zika virus affects newborns, in that they have deformities such as microcephaly, and where the brain is extremely underdeveloped, and of course this is devastating, and they often die quickly, but they're also a huge drain on the resources of the families and the society that has to deal with that. So this is going to devastate these populations, but it will not destroy the populations. Now this takes us to Revelation chapter 9 verse 18. And by these 3 plagues was slain the third part of men, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Now what's going on right now in the state of Hawaii is there's quite a bit of fog that is produced when the volcano is spewing fog, and the wind changes, and it's not trade winds anymore. Then you get fog, and the fog has been so bad the last few days that it's worse than LA, really. And people are getting infections and getting weak from it. So basically what seems to be happening also is that NASA has been talking about that they're admitting that there is an additional planet outside of Pluto kind of entering into the solar system. And anybody who's familiar with Zecharia Sitchin's work knows what this is about. It's about, you know, the various explanations of Planet X or Nibiru or a dwarf twin star. You know, they're not sure exactly what it is, but at least they're admitting that something is there because of the odd behavior of all the outer planets, and some are saying it's about the size of Neptune. Also, the stock market it's not really crashing. It's in a dignified manner walking down the stairs. So that seems to be what's going on with the stock market, because of what's going on with the markets in China, and also what the Federal Reserve is doing regarding raising of interest rates. So as you see, that, you know, it's much like the acceleration of birth pangs, and people say, well, we're still here, so nothing's going on. That's all fine and dandy. The point is, we're in the tribulation now, and the beast system is already being introduced, and Christ's return is imminent. So let's stay on the positive side of things, and let's remember what we are here to do. We are here to evangelize people to Jesus Christ, and many religions have a form of Christ in their teaching. So let's remember that we're here to assist those who are experiencing stresses due to planetary events, be they earthquakes. There was an earthquake in Alaska about a week ago or so. So it's, again, as the earth goes through its changes, then the beings that crawl upon the earth become a little, they become stressed. So we must care for each other. Of course, some are saying that the Zika virus is a bioweapon, and that the mosquitoes that are helping transmit it are a bio delivery device, weaponized, and that could be the case. Or it could just be that the plant, that nature is doing something that nature does, and one must find ways to not only do well through these kinds of situations, but also learn to gain from these situations and find the high road, and find how one can be of assistance to your fellow man. One must always find a way to make these situations something that can be helpful to everyone that you come into contact with. For the power of the horses is in their mouths and in their tails, for their tails are like to serpents and have heads, and with them they hurt. So now we're getting into the part that was Revelation 9:19. We're getting into the part of the tribulation where you're going to start to see things accelerate even more. And the rest of the men, this is Revelation 9:20, and the rest of the men who were not slain by these plagues did not do penance from the works of their hands, that they should not adore devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. So basically, do not worship the witchcraft talismans that you have in your pocket that you call money. You can utilize money if you need to, and you can utilize the World Wide Web, which is 666, valve. You can utilize these instruments, but don't worship them. This is Final Prophecy Watch. You stay frosty.